But as we look at Galatians chapter 2 and verse 20, and I think this is a verse that we really need to ponder. We need to spend some time with that verse in front of us. And, we're all context people, but let's just think about that verse. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. We need to take this verse and ponder it, put it on, adorn it, wear it, live it, and put it on until we're comfortable in it. It's not something that we want to just to read. I mean, for years we read it and we rejoice in it. We live the life we live after the flesh, we live through the power of the Son of God who loved me and gave his life for me. And that's a great truth. But the part we need to get more comfortable wearing is up in the first part. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live. How many people really get up every day, I'm speaking to myself, and think about, I'm dead. I feel dead when I get up in the mornings. But then I say, I don't think dead people hurt as bad as this. I'm crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. You know what's better than physical life? Spiritual victory. I'm crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Here's the good news, yet not I, but Christ, which liveth in me. That's the part we need to put on and wear until we're comfortable with it. That Christ liveth in me. Because the more comfortable I am with that truth and that understanding, the better it will be translated into the latter part of the verse. I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And when we get comfortable with that, when we get comfortable with putting that on and adorning that, we can say, well, how's that going to affect? And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God. Oh, isn't it great? Who loved me and gave himself for me. That's a truth, being crucified with Christ and living, that can get blocked in our heads and blocked in our minds and our thinking, and never makes it down to our hearts.